Action.
Action.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We took a week break, but we're back again to talk about WandaVision episodes 4 and 5. I'm Micah,
I'm Amaya.
and yeah, we've got an epic doubleheader for you guys.
Yeah.
So I did what you
Okay.
told me to do last week, and I got like theories and junk, but then we never ended up recording.
I know. Okay, so the reason why we didn't film last week may or may not be due to the fact that I was almost in the hospital. That's it. Let's go. Episode 4.
Is that all you're gonna tell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I feel that I should say on the internet.
Fair enough. Okay.
Anyways, so let's just dive right into episode 4. I thought in the very beginning it was so cool to see what happened right after the blip.
Yeah, like everybody coming back into the hospital.
Like it was chaos. But it was awesome because like we didn't get to see that because like Spider-Man Homecoming is like 6 to 8 months or something after Endgame or something like that.
You mean Far From Home?
Far From Home, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
And like the most description we got about that was like a bunch of marching band players appearing during a basketball game.
Yeah.
Which was funny because the tuba player got hit, but like I played tuba for those of you that didn't know. I thought it was funny, but
but yeah, so that was cool, but then it gets sad. R.I.P. Maria.
Yeah.
That was really sad because I really like her. But we got Monica, and Monica is awesome.
Yeah, she's epic. And I was really, for a second there, I was really confused. I was like, what is Monica even doing here? Isn't she a child? And then I remember Captain Marvel took place in like 94. And I was like,
yeah.
Right.
And well, then it made me wonder because like I didn't even think about the aging process because Captain Marvel, she like looks the same age in Endgame as she does in Captain Marvel. So it's like I almost forgot that there was like a huge time gap there. But I mean, I guess she looks older with her hair, but and then like the like open before the intro opening scene, I was just when I saw that, I was like, this is about to get good. Like you could tell you're like, this is where it's gonna start. Like, not that it wasn't good before. I enjoyed it before. However, it was just like, wow.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every episode so far, but definitely the way episode 4 began was when I realized that this is where the show was going to start revving up.
Yeah. And then we see Randall Park, Agent Wu, and I love him. I just love that actor.
Asian Jim.
I just think he's so cool. Yes. Did you know that Jim Halpert was in the MCU?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Anyways,
but yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, he's great.
Love him. Also, I thought it was cool that Maria found a sword because we didn't really know that before. I don't think.
No, we didn't. At least not in the MCU. We didn't know. That was new information to us. So
yeah.
So hey, look at us. Right about sword. I mean, technically, I got the theory from someone else. They were wrong.
No, were we right? Because I didn't even know what sword was last episode.
Anyways, yeah, sword.
Sword. Comment below.
Comment below that we were right, and while you're
comment below, yes, tell us that we were right and how awesome we are.
just tell us how great we are. We need validation.
Yes. And then I got confused because I was like, what are they doing? Like, what's going on? I don't know. But that's just me and being stupid. And then we see the little helicopter that we saw in the previous episode.
Yeah, the previous episode that was in color in episode 2.
And I was like, oh, that's where it came from. And at first I was confused because I was like, why does the like sword, like super advanced technology drone look like a toy helicopter? But then I realized that when it goes into her reality, it changes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was like, I know they're not sending like a whole like a RC
like
helicopter.
multi-million-dollar like government. Well, I guess it's not technically. Is it government agency?
Yeah.
I don't think it.
Sort of.
Whatever. Government agency sending in a toy helicopter to investigate a radiation field.
Hey, if it works.
Yeah, it didn't work though. So
No, it didn't. She messed with it pretty
yeah.
hardcore, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, episode 4, really good episode. Jimmy Woo, fantastic. Darcy Lewis came back, and honestly, I forgot who she was.
I love her. I love her. I got so excited when I saw her. I was like, she's awesome.
Like whenever they brought her in, I was like, am I supposed to know who this character is? And she like really got on my nerves for a hot minute. And then like I was like, who is she? And so I looked her up and I was like, oh, she's in Thor.
It's Darcy, duh.
Well,
I
never
love
mind.
her. I wonder where Jane is. Oh wait, did some? I don't know because she's in me. Never mind. Okay, so I'm like in the middle of watching Thor because I'm rewatching all the Marvel movies. And I'm in the middle of Thor: The Dark World right now, which I've seen like once many years ago. So I don't really remember anything. So if something is explaining Jane's absence in Thor: The Dark World, I don't know it yet because I don't remember it and I haven't gotten that far. So,
I have
anyways,
very vague memories of Thor: The Dark World, probably because I blocked it out. But
it's low key boring. I'm not gonna lie.
both the first Thor and the second Thor are boring. Like
First Thor was okay, but second,
it was fine. The second one was very not.
But Thor Ragnarok, mwah,
very magical.
I love you. I would marry Thor Ragnarok if it was a person.
I was gonna say, I was like, Amaya, you know that's a movie, right?
Yeah. So, anyways, we see Darcy. Don't know where Jane is. Technically, maybe we're just stupid and don't remember. But, and then, but she's an astrophysicist now. She's Dr. Lewis. Because I remember, and again, I haven't gotten that far in the Dark World, so I don't know if they talked about this yet. But, in the first Thor, she was just like, I'm a poli-sci major. So I thought that was awesome that she changed her career because of like Thor and Jane and stuff, and she's a doctor. That's awesome.
That is
I love
cool.
it. I didn't have that many notes for this episode, but I do have a lot for the episode that came out today, like episode 5. So even if we don't spend that much time on this episode, we'll probably spend more time on the next episode. And I do have some theories saved as well that we can discuss. So we should have plenty of ways to fill our time today.
Awesome.
So then we see Darcy, and then they're like figuring everything out. And then we see the beekeeper.
Yeah, and he was a guy in a hazmat suit. That's really interesting. And he like went through the thing under the sewers, and the like little tether got detached, and it was like a jump rope or something. And I was like,
it was a jump rope. I don't know what happened to him. Do you think he died?
I didn't. What did she do to him?
I think that was one of the discussion points brought up after that episode is where did he go? Did he die? Or did he just maybe he just got expelled out of the field or whatever by Wanda the way that Monica was, but you know, Monica's was more important because she actually experienced the world, whereas beekeeper guy just like and then got booted.
Oh no, freaking thrown. Yeah, I don't know where he went, and hopefully he's not dead. That'd really suck. Imagine crossing over into a parallel universe to see something that probably most eyes won't live to see, and then just dying.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would suck.
And then I said, "Who are these people?" I don't know who I'm talking about. I think I might have been talking about the sword agents, maybe, or the FBI or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's been a week since I've seen it, and I probably should have rewatched it before I came into this. But I have a basic general
I mean,
of it.
Okay, like it's a good episode and it's really important for the show, which is why I have down all the important parts. But honestly, in between the lines, there's not that much there. Like in the other episodes, there's a lot of symbolism and stuff that we can discuss. But obviously, in this episode, we're not in Wanda's world, so there's not really that much symbolism or anything. It's all just very concrete. So there's not really too much to talk about besides the few major plot points that we see that like set the foundation, you know.
Right.
So
the stuff where they they pinpoint the actors that she's like trapped in there, and they like have like a whole wall of them, and the only one they don't have up there is Agnes, and
that's sus.
Yeah, that's really sus.
I don't
So
trust Agnes. Although Catherine Hahn is hilarious. I love her, but I have that in my notes for the next episode too.
oh, she's great. She's fantastic.
Have you seen that that Parks and Rec, where she was in Parks and Rec, and I haven't seen Parks and Rec in a couple of years, but it was her and some other guy, and then it's Leslie and Ben, and they're like, "Hey, look what we could do," talking to her character, and they're like kissing, and then Catherine Hahn's like kissing her boyfriend, and then they just like keep going at it, and then there's a one point where they start improving, and she's like kissing this guy, and she turns to Leslie and Ben and goes, "He's literally inside me." It was so funny because it's just like, I don't know, it was so funny. She's hilarious. I love her. She's doing a great job.
She is doing a great job. I haven't really seen her in other stuff, but like in this show,
that's the only other I've only ever seen her in Parks and Rec, and I don't think she was in it for very long. I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she's hilarious. Darcy looks exactly like my Spanish teacher, my old Spanish teacher from high school. Profe Wilson, you see this? I love you. I don't think she's going to be watching this podcast, but you know,
we can email it to her.
She was awesome. But she looks exactly like her. I just thought that was weird. I was like, whoa.
For some reason, she really reminded me of the person that voices Mabel from Gravity Falls.
Yeah, her voice is very distinct.
Like that's what I thought it was.
It does sound like Mabel.
And I was like, did they really get the woman that played Mabel Pines to be in the show? And then, like I said, I looked it up and I was like, oh, never mind. No, Jimmy Woo's involvement in this, fantastic. Best character development throughout the MCU because he flipped that card up.
Yeah.
Incredible. Also, I miss Scott Lang. I really want Ant-Man 3.
I still have, low-key, I saw Ant-Man once, don't really remember it, and I haven't seen Ant-Man and Wasp. There's only a few Marvel movies I haven't seen. That's Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man and Wasp, and what's the other one? There's one more. I don't remember what it is, though. Whatever. I'll figure it out when I get to it in my rewatch. No, I think that may be it. It might just be Incredible Hulk and Ant-Man and Wasp.
I've never seen Thor all the way through. I've always seen like the back like hour to 45 minutes of it every time it's ever been on. And I don't own it, so I can't watch it. But like
on Disney Plus.
No.
Okay, I watched it on Disney Plus. What was I gonna say? Okay, and then I don't really have any notes again until we see Dead Vision. That was woo.
Okay, fun fact about that, I actually got that spoiled for me. So Jackson, sir, if you're watching this,
there was so many spoilers everywhere, and I'm like, y'all are so annoying because like the Star Wars fandom is literally the worst fandom I've ever seen in my entire life, and they're disgusting and toxic, but they literally were still so good about Mando spoilers.
Yeah, at least like spoil stuff.
Yeah, I never got anything from the Mandalorian spoiled for me ever. And this I've seen so many spoilers for WandaVision. I literally had the two most important things that happened in episode 5. Both of them got spoiled for me.
Are you serious?
Thanks, Nico. It's okay. I'm not salty because like I was still shocked. But the other one I was straight up salty about because they like posted a clip of it on TikTok and they're like, oh my God, look at this. And I was like, oh my God, can you put a spoiler warning?
Yeah, put a spoiler warning. It's not that hard. Like it's literally like
it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwback to when someone told me to grow up because I wanted to enjoy social media without getting my show spoiled for me. I
remember reading that in your comment section on TikTok. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
I was like, it takes 2 seconds. And like, I'm not going to stay off of social media because like they're like, if you have time to go on social media, you have time to watch the episode. I'm like, not really.
No, that's not how that works. Like,
Nope.
sorry, I'm
Because
not gonna
the
avoid
episode
Instagram all day.
is 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long, and I can go on TikTok for like 5 minutes at a time. So
Yeah,
just
it's
put a
like,
spoiler warning.
yeah, if you don't put spoiler warnings on your stuff, I don't hate you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah,
Put
we're not
spoiler warnings
mad,
on your
just
stuff.
disappointed.
Not on your
Okay,
like down here, but like put spoiler warnings on like your video.
so Dead Vision.
Dead
And
Vision.
I'm like,
Nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel.
and then that's the episode. Well, and then it's like, it's all Wanda.
Yeah, is there anything else? No, the
I'm
episode's
really
really
trying to think.
cut and dry. I can't really,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't really remember. How long have we been recording for? I didn't time it.
I don't know.
Does it tell me?
Well, we'll probably, I think it was around like 250 when we started. So
I was
15
gonna say, Amaya, you know it's 2:04, right?
minutes.
Stupid time zones.
Time zone difference. I'm an hour ahead of Micah.
Mm-hmm. She's in the future.
I'm in the future. He's not. Get with it. Okay. Do you want to move on to episode 5?
Yeah.
All right. Episode 5. Marvel. The Marvel intro gets me so hyped every time I see it. It's like dun 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 dun, and I'm like,
it's amazing. It like literally whenever they changed it, like back in like 2016 or 2017, whenever it was they changed it, golden.
yes.
Like you know that meme of the guy like cranking up the stereo and like that's me every time.
Yeah. Vision is hot.
You want to know something funny?
Listen, what?
I thought the same thing. Like I was looking at this, I was like, man, they really dressed him up nice for this, didn't
I
they?
know he had that little button-up shirt on and like the jeans, and he like towers over Wanda, like he's tall. And I was
Yeah,
like,
Paul Bettany's tall.
I was like, okay, all right,
And
you're
also,
a sexy robot.
his hair is like, okay.
Yeah, the hair looked pretty good too. But and then the babies were just being so annoying. Like, shut up.
What are you talking about?
When they wouldn't stop crying,
That's how babies work.
I know. Like,
Babies,
just stop crying.
they
It's not.
can't do. That's their only form of communication until they.
Babies don't have anything to be sad about. Okay, they don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to go to work or school. Okay, they just have to sit there and eat all day and sleep, and that's it.
They're not crying because they're sad. They're crying because they have no other means of getting.
Well, that's stupid.
Yep.
They need to go to
You're
therapy.
stupid. Leave the babies alone.
Well, they were annoying. Okay, and then freaking Vision walks out with binkies inside his head. I was like,
how did he get? He doesn't have ears.
I know. Well,
did he like face them through his head?
I was confused at first because he comes out like wearing them, and I'm like 99% sure that Vision doesn't have ears, even though I've never paid that much attention before.
He does not have ears.
And then Wanda like pulls them out, and it's like, and I'm like, okay, why did he decide? Like, if you had ears, like maybe it would be kind of funny, but also kind of gross because then like your ear is going into the baby's mouth. But the Vision literally just decided, like, hey, I want to stick this into my skull.
He took time out of his day. Yeah. He was like, this is gonna make her go crazy.
This is so funny.
Like, she's like, they're gonna laugh so freaking hard. Forcing pacifiers into his head.
Not quite sure what his thought process was there, but you know, it was entertaining.
He's a freaking robot.
And then Agnes shows up, and it gets all weird. Which, first of all, they didn't really address that for the rest of the episode. When she's like, "Should I just do that part over?" Like,
yeah,
what?
It's like she's the only like actress, because it seems like everybody else is like being held hostage, but like she is like, it seems like the only one. I don't think, unless Wanda legitimately made everybody to where they thought they were actors. That would be like,
yeah,
the only
but
thing
also then when Vision talks to Norm, that's kind of like it seems that they're under some form of mind control, but maybe not Agnes, because she's clearly different since they couldn't identify her, you know. Maybe she's like I don't know. I don't know. Never mind.
The
Okay.
thing with Norm, the internet scene was so funny because he was like, huh, technology. And I was like, that's funny. But then they all started reading simultaneously. And I was like,
I know. Ooh. It reminded me
"Ugh,
of like at church when they're like, the whole congregation is like, Our Father who art in
we're in
heaven,
heaven."
hallowed be thy name.
All right,
Like
no
that's what it
disrespect to
sounded like.
churchgoers.
No, no disrespect, because like I go to church. That's why I knew that.
Yeah,
It just that's what that reminded me of. Like it sounded the same. But okay, and then I have my notes that says Catherine Hahn is so funny, but we already talked about that.
yeah,
And
Catherine
then
Hahn. She
the
was doing
babies
yoga.
grow up.
Why
Like
couldn't I
what?
do that?
I know for real. Well, reverse though. I want to be like 7 or something again. Go back.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I want to go like okay, instead of growing up fast, just like reverse
Yeah,
de-age.
I'm really tired of being 18. I turn 19 in 11 days and I'm not ready for it. So if I could just like go back to like,
Hey, 19 is pretty cool, except it's not cool when you're only 19 for like 3 months and then a global pandemic hits.
well, the thing is that I'm turning 19 already in a global pandemic, so it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I turned 20 in a pandemic, so it's okay. My roommate's gonna turn 19 and 20 in a pandemic. Because you know when her birthday is?
No,
March 15th. Isn't that such an unfortunate birthday?
that's
Literally
terrible.
2 days after lockdown started.
My friend out there, Erin, her birthday was March 17th. The moment
Damn.
the moment that she got sent, the moment that this entire campus got sent home for school, um, moment she got sent home for school, that was her birthday. That
Damn.
was when quarantine started.
Yeah, I think we got sent home on Friday, and then Mariam's birthday was like Sunday or something. So it was so unfortunate.
Yeah,
Um,
we had spring break, and then on the last day of spring break, they're like, we're shutting schools down for a
yeah.
month. And we were like, what are
Yeah,
we
because
gonna do
that
for a month?
March 13th was supposed to be our last day before spring break.
Hmm.
And then they were like, okay, we're gonna just extend spring break by 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Look where we are now.
I'm like 90% sure that if I go through my text messages, like if I go through the images I sent to my mom, I sent her the news article saying that schools were closing for a month.
No, literally. So OSU, so I go to UC, which is in Cincinnati, and OSU is in Columbus. It's like the other big Ohio school.
Hmm.
And they announced that they were or they were the first school to have rumors about shutting down, like maybe on like Tuesday of that week. And so I texted my parents, I was like, OSU might be closing because of coronavirus. And my parents like didn't believe me. And then like that Wednesday, the UC staff they were having a meeting that night to decide if we should like shut down or not. And so I texted my parents that and they still didn't believe me. And now my dad's working from home until May. My mom is teaching online school. My brother goes to online school. I go to class 1 day a week. Look at where we are now. Wow, we got really off topic. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry
the
about
theme
that.
song, the new theme song, the 80s one sucks. Stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, it was dumb. It reminded like I liked how they tried to like replicate the Full House vibe,
Yeah.
but the
No, it
theme
was
song was just
very,
not
yeah.
it.
It was very 80s. Like that's what it
Like
was
I know that's what they were
appropriate.
going for, but I was just
Yeah.
like,
I didn't like it though.
although baby Elizabeth Olsen is like my one of two celebrity crushes. So Elizabeth Olsen in general is just, but baby Elizabeth Olsen, adorable. Baby Vision,
Baby
hello,
Vision was so funny.
that was
I was
hilarious.
dying.
Like, how do you Photoshop pictures of babies to look like a robot
I wonder if that
and
was.
put
Do
it
you
on
think that was
TV?
baby? Do you think that was baby Paul Bettany?
What if it was?
It probably was honestly, because those were probably legitimate baby pictures of Elizabeth. So
No, they were. So
yeah,
may so they just took baby pictures of Paul Bettany and they're like, make him red.
that's so funny. That was so funny. Um, Okay, so we see Baby Vision and it's funny, and then we get back to the sword like conference room or whatever. And what was so weird was like, and maybe this is just me being stupid, but when they were talking about her background, and then they're like, does she have an alias or like a secret name? Is it like they didn't say Scarlet Witch? Is that not like a thing in MCU? Like, do they just never call her that?
She's never been called the Scarlet Witch in the MCU.
Oh,
Like that's
okay.
her name, but that's never what she's
Yeah.
called.
Okay, so then that was just me being dumb. I thought that they like at least at one point call her that, but I guess she's probably just called that because of comics.
Well,
So
no, I was thinking that too because I was like, "What do you mean? Her name's a Scarlet?" And then I was like, "They've never called her that. They
yeah.
called her the Witch before, but that was an Age of Ultron." So.
And then we see oh gosh, what's his name? We just said his name. Randall Park's character. How did I forget his name? Yeah, Jimmy Woo. And then he talks to Darcy, and then he's like, I can't say something about him. And then Darcy's like, I will. Hayward's a terrorist. That was
Yeah,
funny.
I was like, got him. I was, yeah, that was also very interesting because whenever what's his Hayward, was that his name? Hayward?
Yeah.
He was talking about Wanda and like her background and junk, and he was talking about how she like did all this stuff, and Jimmy's like, well, that's an oversimplification of events because it was. There's a lot more that happened. Blah, blah, blah. And then Hayward was like, oh yeah, she blew up Lagos. She did this. She is keeping people hostage. She's bad. And Jimmy was like, okay, well, forget I said anything. And then he goes and stands in the corner. And I was like, oh, rivalry?
And then this freaked me out because it shows her going and getting Vision's dead body. So for a second, I thought that she was just using Vision's dead body as a puppet. And I'm like, she literally had a baby with a dead body. I was like, oh my God. That's literally necrophilia. But then they were like, and she revived him. I was like, oh, okay.
But that
still kind of weird though. Still kind of
yeah, because I thought the same thing. I was like, so is she literally using his body as a puppet in her own TV show? And then they said that she revived him, and that brought up the next question. I was like, she brought him back to life. How? How did she bring him back to life in this hexagonal freaking alternate TV sitcom reality? Like, what is she doing? Like, I know she has like the power of the mind stone.
yeah.
Like, what did she put it back in his head? Wait, does he have it in his head? The show?
Yeah.
He does? Okay, I couldn't remember.
I noticed that at the end. I was like, oh, yeah, it's still there. But they do ask that question, like, how did she revive him? Like they ask that in the show. So I feel like we'll probably get an answer to that at some point.
I think we deserve an answer.
Yeah. They should answer that because they can't just be like, oh, by the way, she did this.
Yeah, imagine never answering that question and be like, how did she do it? Don't ask me. Oh.
And then we see the puppy.
Okay.
And it's so cute.
Literally everything is sitcom-y happening is like such a nostalgia trip for me, and I love watching it. Like the bad child actors, the very like cheesy like facial expressions, like
what are you kids up to?
And surely you're not making a human wall in front of the sink to obscure something from my vision. Scoot. Like, very, very Full House. A Full House that had like a mom.
Damn.
I didn't even like think anything of that either. Like, I literally nothing passed in my brain to say that was not okay.
And then literally, okay, so first of all, Agnes shows up and that's weird, and then
she's like, look, doghouse, and Vision's like,
Vision's catching on because he's like, this is weird.
And that's definitely the most interesting part so far is that Vision's like awareness of everything. He's like, oh, she brought in something that we desperately needed. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool because originally we just thought that he was dead, or well, at first we thought he wasn't real, like he was just like made up, by her like powers or imagination or whatever.
But turns out
Then
he's actually,
then we find out he's dead, but we still think that maybe his corpse is a puppet, or maybe something else is going on here.
but
But
no,
now we
he's
realize
here.
Vision is alive and he has no idea what Wanda is doing. And we know, just knowing Vision, that if he knew that this is what Wanda was doing, he would not be okay with that,
Yeah,
like
no, this is
if
not.
he figures out what's going on, which he's starting to, he's not going to be on Wanda's side.
This is definitely not something he'd be very supportive of. As I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would. I mean, I don't think I would be too keen on waking up somewhere, having no recollection of where I'm from or who I am or what I'm doing, and only knowing what's happened to me in the past like 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be. It's
No.
like it's like if you killed me and then was like, oh, hey, look, podcast universe. I was just like, where am I? No.
Sith Happens cinematic universe, SHCU.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in Hollywood.
Yeah. Um. Okay, and then the kids she's like, wait until you turn 10, and the kids are like, okay.
Okay.
And then they turn 10. That's so creepy.
And Agnes is like, let's hope this dog just stays the same age. Like,
I know. She's just like,
do you have no questions
like,
about
cool
this?
with it.
Like, and Vision was just like standing there. He's like, okay, well, they turned 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I did like that in the intro when they turned 5. They had a birthday cake with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on them, like the candles.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. How do you just turn 10?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's like, because aren't they supposed to be like Wiccan and Speed or something from like the comics? I don't know anything about them or their powers, so
I
I don't
actually
know if
had
that's
kids in the
one of their
comics.
like abilities.
If you guys know how to turn 10, let us know in the comments. And if you guys know if Wanda and Vision had any kids or any like, well, I'm sure they did have kids, but if you guys know anything on like the lore on that and stuff and like the comic books, let us know in the comments. And while you're down there, you might as well smash that like button while you're at it. Smash it. Don't thumbs down it. That's the wrong button. And subscribe. Anyways.
Yeah.
What
Hold
are you
on.
doing?
I'm looking up their powers.
Okay.
It kind of seems like one of them has similar powers to Wanda, and one has similar powers to Pietro. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. Anyways, and then we see, and this was, I enjoyed this scene because we see Monica and Darcy working together, and I'm like, it's two smart women. Woo!
Yeah, and Jimmy comes in with coffee. He's like, what I
Yes.
miss?
She got her coffee. Darcy got her coffee. That made me happy. But
Oh, I didn't even think of it like that. Nice.
then they're talking about like, okay, so basically, after they confirmed that Wanda's literally the strongest Avenger, so I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I
because
was
Monica
right.
was like, she did almost single-handedly destroy Thanos before he called in a blitz. So,
But then Jimmy Woo was like, oh, I think Captain Marvel had a close shot, and then Monica is like, don't talk about that, which is weird
I was like,
because
why?
Captain Marvel was her mom's best friend. So I don't know
Yeah,
if she's like, I don't know if it's like she's like upset about her mom, or if something happened between them. Like I don't know what the deal was there. Hopefully
yeah,
we see that expanded upon maybe.
yeah, I hope they go into that a little more too, because that was very interesting. Because I was like, what do you mean? You designed her suit?
Yeah.
Like you two were like besties.
Yeah.
As you know, as much a bestie as a
Weird.
30-year-old and a 9-year-old can be. But like,
Aunt Carol.
and yeah, Aunt Carol. And so, yeah. So like,
That was just weird. Hopefully we figure that out. And then okay, so I have what happens after that, because I have WTF. Yo.
Oh, wait a minute. Do they send in the thing? They send in the drone with a missile, and Wanda was
Oh
like
yeah.
on the broadcast, and and Hayward was like fire, and Monica was like no, and Hayward was like fire, and Monica was
Oh,
like
I think I was talking about when Vision goes in and Norm is like, help me, I need to call my family.
yeah. Norm was like help, let me out, help.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, and if CinemaSins are watching this right now, I think he'd be proud of me because he'd be like the pronoun game and be like, "Who's she?" Like I know he's talking about Wanda, but say her freaking name. Like, he'll be like, you just have to stop her. You have to stop. And if CinemaSins were sending that episode, he'd be like, Norm uses the pronoun game to ensure a sense of mystery in us, even though we already know who he's talking about. Ding.
I'm sure CinemaSins is watching this podcast.
Dude, I'm a big fan.
I used to watch those all the time. I haven't watched that many lately though, but
I just don't think there have been as many good movies out lately. So I just watch a lot of old ones or just movies that I enjoyed.
I used to watch all the Harry Potter ones.
I've seen all the
think.
Star Wars ones at least like 7 times,
I
which is
haven't seen the
funny.
Star Wars ones, surprisingly. Maybe I should watch them because I
The
think they'd be kind of
prequel,
funny.
the prequels are split into 2 parts each.
Oh my God.
It's
I
great.
mean, and I won't say I don't get it.
Yeah, no, like they're not the best movies. I mean, I think so, but that's an that's an opinionated
yeah.
opinion.
The prequels are like, okay, so before I say this, I would like to explicitly state the prequels are my favorite Star Wars trilogy. Now, here we go. The prequels are terrible. They're
Yeah,
so bad, but
there's
they're so fun.
like in terms of like world building and character relations and stuff, I think they're great. Like, yeah, I understand. I can see how at the time people would be like upset with them, but like, and like I can understand like the disdain towards them. They're by no means perfect movies. Attack of the Clones is a terrible movie, but subjectively, dab on them. But subjectively, bless you, for me, I love Attack of the Clones. I can watch that movie is one of the movies that I can just put on and just be like, like I'll sit there like a
Yeah. The
4-year-old.
Phantom Menace is just the Phantom Menace. This okay, despite the prequel still being my favorite, I think the Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars movie.
The Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars movie. I was trying to get somebody to watch the Star Wars movie, and out of fear that they'd get confused, starting with 4, 5, 6, then going to 1, 2, 3, I said let's start chronologically, and we watched the first one, and it put such a bad taste in their mouth that they did not want to watch any of
You
the.
always got to go for first time watchers. You always got to go release order.
Yeah, and that was my first mistake. But then 2 and 3 came along, and he was like, okay, this is not so bad. But she hated 1, absolutely hated it. Except for the Darth Maul fight, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's the redeeming quality of the Phantom Menace. So
There's a critical review of the prequels of the prequel trilogy by the Cosmonaut Variety Hour. If you're watching this, I'm sure you aren't, but I love your content anyways, just in case you do. And he made a video talking about the first one, and he's like, "This movie is bad," and I think the only reason people could even say it's good is simply because of the fact that the Darth Maul fight between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul simply overshadowed everybody's negative thoughts about it.
that's fair.
Yeah, but no, the prequels are very interesting movies. I love them, but I understand why people don't.
Yeah. Okay, back to WandaVision.
Sorry, guys.
So after I saw that, I was like, Wanda is kind of a bad person. She's a terrible person. She's my third favorite Marvel character ever. And after I watched that, I was like, I don't know if I can like be on board with this. Not gonna lie. Like these poor people, just go to therapy. Like find a better coping mechanism, please.
I mean, my coping mechanism is watching movies.
So. I mean, I don't blame her because like if I could manipulate my own perfect reality, Like, hell yeah, I would do that. Are you kidding me?
I mean, it's pretty badass.
But I don't know if I would be necessarily down to do it at the expense of others. Like, if I could just create my own little bubble and like have people in it who like weren't real people that I like stole,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
just make
then
it with like
that's just like,
synthesized people.
yeah, it's just like not as bad. Like, it's not healthy, but you're not harming
But then you aren't
anybody.
hurting anybody.
Yeah.
The only
So,
person you're hurting is yourself. And hey, you've already
yeah.
done enough of that. So you might as well
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah. So, anyways, Wanda's
I'd be
kind
a terrible therapist.
and then they send the drone in, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And then the stupid Hayward guy, hate him. Okay.
Yeah,
he's literally like, shoot her. Bruh,
like, take the shot. Why?
do you really think you can shoot her? Look at what she created. Like,
this is her world. You think anything you're gonna fire at her?
It's the same energy as the clone who punched a droid. Like, why did you think that would work?
He was a brave soul. He's a brave soul.
Like, you're just so severely outmatched. It's just not even a good idea. But yeah, so that made me mad. And then out she comes.
Yeah, she comes
This
out.
is the part that got spoiled for me on TikTok, where someone posted a video of it. They posted a video of her coming out. And then when I went to comment, put a spoiler warning, I literally saw this other comment that was like, when her accent started to show up, I was like,
okay, well, at least that confirmed it, because I couldn't, because it was getting late around the time that I watched it, so I was getting a little tired. Then
yeah, I was confused because
I hear the Marvel intro outside the bathroom door, and I was like, huh?
But yeah, I was just, wait, what was I talking about?
You were talking about how you got it spoiled for you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so
no, I was gonna talk about the accent, because that was my very next note, was like, is her accent coming back? I couldn't tell if it was her accent or if it was just like her sounding like evil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I was like, is this her bad guy voice, or is this like her accent coming back? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to have some sort of secondary opinion on that.
But yeah, I don't know. It almost feels problematic that they would only give her an accent when she's like kind of an antagonist almost. Because like the last time we saw it, she was like part of Hydra, but like obviously not willingly. And now she's like this terrible manipulative person. And they're like, let's bring the accent back, even though we completely erased it earlier.
But the thing is with that,
not really down with that whole concept. But again, I don't even know if that was her accent. So
because like it disappeared in Infinity War, but I'm pretty sure it came back in Endgame. No,
and it really wasn't even there in Civil War.
It was noticeable in Civil War.
It was?
Yes, because I remember thinking, oh wow, she still got the accent. And then in Infinity War came out, and I was like, oh, no accent. And then she came back. The
only thing I remember her saying in Endgame is, "You took everything from me," which didn't really sound like an accent to me.
He said, "I don't even know who you are." I'm pretty sure you will. I'm pretty sure you will was part accented. I don't know. I don't think. Do people lose their accent completely?
Well, I mean, okay, so my grandma moved to America when she was like 20, and she's now 70. And
that was 50 years ago.
Yeah, she doesn't really have an accent anymore, but she still says stuff like garage and stuff like that. But that's also 70 years in the making, and not like however long it was between Civil War and Infinity War.
That's fair. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It's interesting.
But, whatever.
I guess we'll see what happens with that, because I'm assuming she's going to come out of the hex eventually.
Yeah. She's like a villain now, though. That was my next note, was that like just the way she was written and perceived and the way she was acting, she's a villain.
Yeah, it's like there's no way she's the good guy anymore.
Yeah.
like even if she's doing this for like completely like what Monica said, this isn't like a premeditated incident of her
Yeah,
wanting
no, I
to.
agree with Monica that this isn't she didn't mean to, or I guess really want to kidnap people and force them to be in a reality. Like she didn't, I don't think she thought about the long-term consequences
Probably
of
not.
what she's doing.
I mean, she is like a
But it's
kid.
still, it doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't, not at all.
However, I don't think that there should be such an aggressive approach to it.
Yeah, like literally,
Like Hayward
like
once.
all guns on her, and like very well, she could have easily stopped all of those bullets. All,
Yeah.
not one of those shots would have landed on her if they had fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was probably the real. Shut up. Anyways, sorry about that. So then from there, sorry.
And then we see the commercial, and it's Lagos.
Oh yeah, it was like when you make messes that you didn't mean to, and I was like, why did you do?
Well, you know, this is like Wanda. Maybe you should take
Well,
notes. Hey, Wanda, did you make a mess that you didn't mean to make? Because you didn't mean to make it, right?
Just clean it up.
Just clean it up now, please.
Fix it.
Do it.
No, that was funny though. For some reason, it really reminded me of like the Bounty. Please don't copyright me. The Bounty paper towel ads. I don't know. Like maybe it's just.
Wait, why would we get copyrighted for mentioning?
I don't know. I don't know how the internet works. I just put stuff on here and hope it posts.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, did they have to kill the dog?
Oh yeah.
That was so sad. Why did they have to kill him?
I was like, how did this dog die so fast? It's been 10 minutes.
I know. But then it started getting weird again because they were like, fix it, bring it back.
Yeah, the kids were like, you can fix anything, even the dead. And I was like, what?
Those kids were annoying still. I don't care. Shut up. You can't bring the dog back.
Oh my God. Shut up. Leave them alone. No. You were probably like that when you were a kid. You were probably an annoying kid.
No, I didn't talk when I was a kid.
What?
I was really shy. So I just like didn't talk.
See, funnily enough, I never shut up as a kid and I got in trouble.
Wow, imagine that.
Shut up. I never shut up as a kid and I got in trouble all the time. And then 5th grade, I was like, you know what? I'll shut up. I'll be a good kid. So 5th grade to like 10th grade, I didn't say a word.
Damn, you just like decided to like stop talking.
Yeah, I became an voluntary mute.
Damn.
But yeah, I was just like, screw it. I'll sit back, I'll relax, I'll only talk to like my friends. That'll be it. I'll just be cool. And then like my junior year in high school, I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. And now I'm a loudmouth brute assailant. That's not the right word. I'm just a very blunt, terrible person.
Yeah. Kidding. Okay. Anyways, next is I just said Wanda's a terrible person, like again. Her and Vision start yelling, and I'm like, bro, you literally just like Vision is just not down with this. Like
that argument was powerful.
Yeah.
That was a very, very good moment of that episode, especially when he levitated off the ground.
It was so cool almost to see Vision angry. Cause you know, he's like Jarvis. So he's like, sure, whatever, you know, I'll do whatever.
He's like,
and then he's Vision, and then he's just like a robot, and he's like, I'll just help you guys out.
He's like,
but now he's like, now he's like a person.
Human. He's like humanizing.
He's like a person, and he's realizing right from wrong, and like, you know.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see that development from like Age of Ultron, because like whenever he started out and he was like, maybe I am a monster, and he's like, I know I'm not. He's like, I know I'm not Ultron, but I'm not what you intended. And like he's very like particular in the way he speaks. And then like when we see him again in Infinity War, he's a much more like realistic human being. I guess you could say. It's nice development. He's becoming a very human character, even though he's still red and metal and junk.
And then we see him, Pietro, but not actually Pietro, because it's what's his face? Okay,
it's
confession.
Evan Peters.
Yes, I haven't
Quicksilver
seen
from the
yes
X-Men movies.
I haven't seen X-Men. I know that he is Quicksilver and his name is Peter because Jacob just told me that like probably 20 minutes before we started filming this podcast. And I've seen that one scene where he like runs really fast and like does all the stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I love the X-Men movies. They're great, except for Dark Phoenix. Ugh. Took me 3 days to get through that movie because I just couldn't sit through it. Yeah, so I loved X-Men First Class. I loved Days of Future Past. That's where Quicksilver was introduced in that movie, actually. Fun fact, Days of Future Past came out in 2014, and that's when they introduced their Quicksilver. And then, you know, the MCU, Age of Ultron in 2015, and they had their Quicksilver, and they're...
I dropped it in my queso. I feel like I have to eat it so it doesn't get soggy. I can hear you.
I can hear your crunching. It's just, so like I was saying. But yeah, so they were just like, all right, well, we can't have two Quicksilvers, so I'll cut you a deal. Get rid of one of them. And they're like, all right, screw it. Our Quicksilver's gone. And then he was like, and he's like, oh, you didn't see that coming? Dies. And so, stupid catchphrase. Like, I love him, but why did he say it so freaking much? And so
they really butchered, you know, okay, not gonna lie, they really butchered Wanda and Pietro in the MCU, but they were able to semi-correct Wanda. I mean, I still love her, but
I think
just based off of like comics and
trying.
stuff and like what she should be, they kind of butchered it. But Pietro, they really butchered him, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was really not fair to Aaron Taylor Johnson to put him in one movie, have him put on Under Armour clothing, which is, by the way, fit for super speed. Thank goodness. Thank you, Under Armour, for supporting our heroes. And they do that a lot. Chris Evans wears a lot of Under Armour shirts. But yeah, so yeah, they really did him dirty. And so whenever I saw the hair, not only did they make the hair look like Aaron Taylor Johnson's from the back, but then from the front, he looked like just like Evan Peters from the other movies. And I was like, why? Like, I love Evan Peters. And I've been meaning to talk about this because I watched it at like 3 a.m. So I was like, sorry, my mom texted me. And this is the end of that episode where they introduced Evan Peters as Pietro, even if this is him, because it's definitely not the real him, not in this universe. But
well, yeah, that's what I was thinking, that this, since we're gonna see Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, and then eventually, or wait, does Spider-Man 3 come out before Multiverse of Madness?
I'm pretty sure it's after.
Okay, so we're gonna see Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, and then that's gonna lead into Spider-Man 3, where we're theoretically
we might possibly getting
to see Toby and Andrew. So I think that this, oh shoot, my computer's about to die. Hold on. Okay, wait, but I'll finish this thought. I think that X-Men Quicksilver showing up in this reality is the start of introducing the multiverse.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
So yeah, I don't think he's not from this universe. If he's real or from like another universe, that's just like up for debate, I guess. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my charger. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I guess I have to entertain you guys. Look on my side of the screen. It says there's a good vibes only poster. There's a fire alarm on the wall. There's a big yellow AC unit on the ceiling. What's up with that? And then there she is. Why does she look like that? What is she? Oh, that's mean. Anyway, she has a piano. Did you guys know she could play piano? Oh, what the? Was that her finger?
What did you say?
Did you just cover the camera with your finger?
Yeah, well, I was like holding it, and then I guess I covered the camera.
Okay, because I was gonna say I don't know what part of your body that was, but put some lotion on it.
It's my finger. Oh, well, I was playing guitar yesterday, so I have like calluses.
Okay, yeah, and
Yeah.
I was pumping iron yesterday, so I have like calluses.
Okay, so Pietro / Quicksilver, whatever, because yeah, it's not really his name. But I also love his sitcom character. Like, what a cool way to introduce him into the sitcom. Like the quirky, funny, like brother.
Yeah, with
That's
the
hilarious.
Hawaiian shirt and like
Yeah,
the
that's
leather
perfect.
jacket.
I loved it.
But no, I was thinking about this last night because like this, one of the people in that group chat we're in brought it up. Elena brought it up. She was like, "This is the first MCU X-Men crossover," even though we don't know if this is the real like X-Men Quicksilver. Like it's still enough, and this isn't the first time we've seen this happen either. Because I was thinking about this because like if this is the first MCU X-Men crossover, then this would start to make more sense for how we're branching out into the multiverse. Because if you think about it, in Far From Home with J. Jonah Jameson,
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons from the original Spider-Man trilogy, he was in Far From Home, and at first we were like, "Oh, what a goofy cameo! I'm so glad they brought him back." But it's starting to like connect dots in my head because like this can't, especially with this show, of all the shows that of all the media we've had so far. And like this, it had to be the one show where they brought in Evan Peters to play Pietro.
I'm thinking of Jordan Solo, who has been posting since WandaVision came out. She's been saying manifesting Evan Peters as Quicksilver in WandaVision.
She's probably screaming right now.
Yeah, I don't think she's seen it yet because I know that she would probably be freaking out in the Senate, but I haven't seen anything from her. So because she said she wasn't able to watch it like last night or this morning. So yeah, I don't think she's seen it yet, but I'm thinking of her because I know she's gonna lose it when she sees him.
But yeah, no, like this, like having him in this show as Pietro, like that's not a cameo thing. It like
no, it's not. It's a legitimate like branching out into the multiverse type thing.
If they wanted Aaron Taylor Johnson back, they would have brought him back.
Yeah.
Because if Wanda can revive Vision, because she stole his body, even though Pietro's probably dead in a graveyard somewhere, but like she knows what he looks like. Like she could have very easily like made that up herself.
Yes, but however, the question is raised. She recognized him. So despite his because his name isn't Pietro, right? In X-Men, it's Peter.
In X-Men, it's Peter.
Yeah. So how did she recognize this man as Pietro? Because she calls him Pietro.
I have no idea. And honestly, I was looking at that because like she looked a little shocked.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's like, oh, my dead brother's back. But like, it could also very well be like, who is this?
Yeah. I also thought it was kind of funny when Darcy was like, she recast Pietro. That was funny.
I'm so glad we have Darcy and Jimmy to be our freaking to be our audience, like linked to the show.
Yeah.
To say
because it's kind of like it's honestly like they're watching it with us,
Mm-hmm. No, like, are you kidding? Because like that was my first thought. I was like, that's Evan Peters, and she was like, they recast Pietro. I was like, yes, they did.
Now they obviously don't know. Like we, in a sense, we know more than them because we know, like, oh, that's X-Men Quicksilver. Like that's a connection to the multiverse. They don't know that. They're just like, why is it like, who is this random man?
Yeah, and if they go deeper on that too, like that's gonna be really interesting to see. Because like we're gonna know who. Because if they keep like branching out like this, we're gonna know who all these characters are, and they're gonna be like, I've never seen this person in my life. I didn't even know this person existed on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw something, but I didn't.
Okay.
I have a meeting in 10 minutes, so I think we have to end the podcast now.
All right.
We got a pretty good discussion in about the episodes. We didn't get to discuss theories yet, but hopefully next week we'll get to film.
Yeah, hopefully next week
one of us won't almost end up in the hospital, and then we'll only have one episode to discuss, and then we can discuss theories.
Yeah, so hopefully one of us is not hospitalized next week. If we are, and
yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that'd suck. We'll just film in the hospital bed. It's okay.
Yeah.
And yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Next week we'll. I forgot what I was gonna say. It's okay though. Thank you guys for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. If you have anything you want to say, any theories you want to drop below that you want us to talk about, or dive into, or even research, I don't know, whatever you want, just comment below. And yeah, we really want some interaction on this one, because I don't know, it was different with Mando than it is here, because like Mando is like, oh wow, but MCU TV shows like, oh wow. So
yeah, I think Mando is like connecting to stuff that has already happened. Because it's like it's like in a set timeline where we have stuff in the past and in the future, so we kind of know. But WandaVision is just like this whole new. It's a new thing,
right?
So they're different, but
yeah. So if you guys have anything you want to drop below for us to look into, definitely write it down, put it in the comment section. Yeah. So we'll be signing off. We'll see you guys next week, and thank you guys always for watching. We really appreciate it. I'm Micah.
I'm Amaya.
And always remember,
Sith happens.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.